Morning.
Hi.
We just parked up at the end of Loweswater by the phone box, where today we're going to do a round of the Loweswater fells, starting with Fellbarrow. So leaving the car, we cross the road and head up Mossa Lane. It's quite a long lane, traverses underneath the fells. So far up Mossa Lane, we're going to take a right, where we'll start heading up onto Mossa Fell and then onto Fellbarrow. Me, Tracy, Essex girl in a wild, and our lad Billy, the rock star. So about a mile up Mossa Lane, we'll find that right turn, taking us onto the fell side. These are the fells we're heading for. Fellbarrow, right along the ridge, and eventually coming down Darling Fell, just behind this hawthorn here. So this is our access onto the fell side, just after the fence, before this wall here. Turn right, down past them cows, and then there's Fellbarrow straight ahead of us. These cows, by the way, are Galloways, so they should be okay with Billy. Big softies. It's the Friesians and the dairy cows you need to worry about. My experiences with Galloways and belted Galloways, I've never had a problem with them. They're usually very placid and soft. The farmer on Cold Fell keeps belted Galloways on there, and he assured me that belted Galloways wouldn't chase a dog or attack you, so I basically took his word for it, because I'm terrified of cows in general. But like I say, it's the Friesians and the milkers, or anything that's got young cows, apart from, like I say, the Galloways. The Galloways are the ones that's in the Ennerdale forest. You often see them with the calves. I've walked past the calves and they've never bothered me. Saying all that, if you've any concerns about cows, or you're not very good at identifying them, just avoid them all. Anything with 4 legs, in fact, avoid it. Apart from sheep. Sheep are our friends. The fell's behind us in the distance, the other side of Loweswater.
are Blake Fell and Burnbanks. Blake Fell being the biggest of the Loweswater fells. And just to the left of us we got the Solway Firth. In Scotland you can just see Criffel. The Solway Firth runs all the way from Annan in Scotland all the way down this coastline right the way to eventually St. Bees, where it runs into the Irish Sea and then eventually Ireland. So we're not too far off the summit of Fellbarrow now, just up here. You can see where we're going to head. There's a few Burkett fells along the ridge, and then we're going to drop down, and this is Darling Fell here. So here we are, Fellbarrow summit, 416 metres. There's the cairn and there's the trig point. The actual true summit is 20 metres southeast of the trig point, which would put it just there. So from the trig point we'll head along this fence on our left hand side all the way to Watching Crag. If you were wanting to bag the two Burkett fells along the ridge, they're straight in front of us there. We've got Smithy Fell and then Sourfoot Fell behind it, but we're gonna cross the fence in the bottom here and head over to Watching Crag. We've done the Burketts in the past, so we're not going to bother with them today.
Simple as that.
Once over the stile in the call, take a left and start heading over to Watching Crag.
I was looking over to Lawton. You've got Skidder in the distance.
These lot guys are looking very nice with the new summer haircuts. So we're just approaching Watching Crag. It's not a summit, it's just a viewpoint over Crummock Water, but it's a beautiful view. And just look at that view. Whiteside, Grasmoor, Ennerdale Knots, Buttermere Fells, Melbreck, Crummock Water. Right then, we'll backtrack a little bit to the path and then we'll head over to Low Fell, Loweswater Fell and Darling Fell. So the first one is Low Fell. It's actually higher than Loweswater Fell. You can't get under that one.
You done it before, Billy.
No, come on, over here then.
Oh, it's too big.
Over this one.
Too big.
Up, up.
Pick your face up.
Oh dear, Billy, you made a right arsehole of this
Pick your
one.
face up. That's this. Here's his mobile.
Low Fell summit, 423 metres. It's a Wainwright, a Burkitt and a Madeline, and there's a summit cairn looking straight across over to Blake Fell. We'll continue across this very windy ridge to the summit of Loweswater Fell. We're just approaching the summit of Loweswater Fell, Low Fell in brackets, not to be confused with Wainwright's Low Fell. This is Loweswater Fell. I don't understand why Wainwright never included Loweswater Fell in his listings, considering all of these fells are regarded as the Loweswater Fells, but Loweswater Fell is just a Burkitt and here's the summit, 412 metres, and what a fantastic view you get from the summit of Loweswater Fell, looking down onto Loweswater, straight across over to Melbreck, Crummock Water, Grassmoor. We're going to drop down the front of the ridge to Darling Fell, another Burkitt, and down to Loweswater.
From the summit of Loweswater Fell, we're going to drop back down into the col along this fence, and then we're going to head all the way back up there to Darling Fell. Whoa! Billy's down in bottom here waiting for us. From that little beck in the bottom of the col, we could have took a traverse path. There's actually a traverse path around the side of Darling Fell if you wanted to avoid it. You don't actually have to do Darling Fell if you just bag and wane right, because it's a Burkitt, and I don't think Tracy knows that. She thinks it's a Wainwright.
Steam train is coming.
Enjoy that?
Yeah, takes me back to the Donalds days.
Yeah, very, very much like the Donalds in southern Scotland. That big drop and then that big ascent back up this side.
So are you kidding me?
No?
It's not a Wainwright. Darling Fell.
No? I didn't know it wasn't a Wainwright. You told me it was a Wainwright.
I didn't. I said at the beginning.
I just come up here because I seen it was a hill.
At the beginning I said, I don't think it's a Wainwright, and you assured me it was.
But it's a hill.
It's got me to go all the way up there, and it's a Burkitt.
But it's an impressive one. There's grass mower behind us, by the way. And here's the summit coming up. 392 metres. As I said, it's a Burkitt. You tell me why our old friend Alfred Wainwright didn't put this on his list. I think I'm just going to start calling him Wainwright. I can't say Alfred. It's a beautiful cairn. But look at the bonus you get from up here. You can actually see Buttermere as well as Crummock Water, and you couldn't from the other fells, so it was well worth that big pull up, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really.
Yeah, for that view. Look at that. Across the top of Darling Fell, and then we'll start our big descent down the fence back to Loweswater. I mean, just look at that view of Loweswater. Why wouldn't you want to come up here? Once you hit the end of the ridge, follow the fence all the way down. More or less the corner of the fence where this broken down bit of fence is. It might not be broken down by the time you get here, but there's another path runs slightly left towards the lake. We're in Tickland. There is a clear path, but it's not used that much. You might think I'm a little bit blasé about the ticks wearing shorts all the time, but believe me, I'm not. I just stopped and absolutely smothered my legs with tick repellent. And eventually you'll get through the bracken and down to this stile, which will put you on the footpath. It's a bit of a dodgy stile, but I'm sure we'll get over it. We usually manage. You get a little dog under, but I don't think I'm going to get Billy under. We're going to have to go over the top. path drops back down onto Mossel Lane, where we're going to head in the opposite direction of the car so we can drop down to the lake and then have a little walk up the lake shore. This lane will drop you all the way down to the road, where we'll cross it and then walk back up the lake shore to the car. Turn right at the road, follow the road about 20-30 yards and then it drops down onto the lake. Just here, drops us down onto the lake shore path. We're not too far from the car now, so I'm going to wrap my video up and say thank you for watching. If you like my content, please think about giving me a subscribe. So it's goodbye from me.
Bye from me.
Essex girl in the wild, and our lad Billy, who's disappeared down the lake somewhere.
Here he is.
Here he is. The walk was about 6 miles. Parking at the phone box at the end of Loweswater, we set off up Mossel Lane or Mossel Old Road. So far up Mossel Old Road, we then took a right turn and started heading up to the summit of Fellbarrow. From the summit of Fellbarrow, we crossed the ridge and headed along to Watching Crag. From Watching Crag, we drop down into the Call and head up to Low Fell, and then Loweswater Fell, dropping down that really big descent and ascent up to Darling Fell. We then bashed our way back through the bracken, back to Mossel Old Road, and then down to the lake. A short walk down the lake shore, back onto the road, and then back to the telephone box.